to everyone, and once again welcome to economic class. In this class we are going to see on 8th January 2021. We are in the revision points. In the revision point we are going to start the following points. The point number 1 is speaking to you people as a resource, and we are going to see the 6th topic of the chapter number 2. I request you, please take the revision part very seriously. Chapter number 2, people as a resource. Topic number 6, speaking the two topics, health and unemployment. So first we are going to see about how the health is playing a very important role in human capital formation to make the people as a valuable resource to the country. First, in our previous class, in the topic number 5, already we had seen how the education was playing a very important role in human capital formation. First, health, firm, maximum profit. Do you think any firm would be include to the employee people who might not work efficiently as healthy worker because of ill health? So the answer is no, because nobody wants the people, those who are physically and they are unhealthy for the work. This photograph, picture number 2.5, is speaking the children standing in a queue for health checkup. So dear cadets, as you are knowing about that, whenever your educational tours are there, at that time we are having the medical checkup, a general medical checkup, so that you are fit for going for the educational tour or not. We are checking, and after that we are sending you for the educational tour. So by seeing the photograph, you are easily understanding how the doctor and the nurse is checking to each and every children for the health checkup. Next, the health of a person helps him to realize his or her potential and ability to fight illness. He or she will not be able to maximize his or her output to the overall growth of the organization. If your health is not okay, so you are not able to the work properly. You are not going to use your all the potentiality and ability to access in any field. Indeed, health is an indispensable basis for realizing one's well-being. Henceforth, improvement in the health status of the population has been the priority of the country. So, one quotation, I am remembering, health is wealth, right? So please be healthy, safe and secure, and study properly at your home. Next, our national policy to aims at improving the accessibility of healthcare, family welfare and nutritional services with the specific focus on the unprivileged segment of the population. So here in this point, we are seeing the unprivileged segment of the population and what the role of the government is there. In our previous part of the same chapter, we had seen the midday meal scheme to give the nutritious food to the children from the age of 6 to 14 under the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. And midday meal was the supporting point so the large number of the population can attend the free and basic elementary education. Over the last 5 decades, India has built a vast health infrastructure and has also developed the manpower required at primary, secondary and tertiary sector in government as well as in the private sector. So here we are seeing in the last 50 years, so what India did for the health facility and at the level of primary, secondary and tertiary sector in our country. This is the table 2.2, health infrastructure over the years. We are seeing the data of 2013, 2014, 2015 and 2016 and 17. Here we are seeing the primary health center, right? You can see the hospitals, dispensaries, beds, registered government. In that, the doctors are there in a medical council, registered doctors in medical council, nursing panels, right? So how the nursing peoples are available? The data is speaking of the number of the beds, dispensaries, doctors, nurses and so on. The abbreviation, that is the sub-center, primary health center, right, community health center, all are placed here. Please observe the table properly, read it and you can understand how the data is increased. Okay? Next, let's discuss. When we study this table, after that we are doing the questions. Study table 2.2 and answer the following question. So just now we had seen the table 2.2 and we are going to do the few question and answer on the after studying this table. Point number 1. What is the percentage increase in dispensaries from 1951 to 2015? So here what you have to do? First, right, 1951 to 2015. You can see here. Right. Next, what is the percentage increase in doctors and nursing personnel from 1951 to 2015? Do you think the increase in the number of the doctors and the nurses is adequate for India? If not, why? Question number 4. What other facilities would you like to provide in a hospital? Discuss about the hospital you have visited. Can you draw a graph using this table? So all these questions are for your homework purpose. Please read the graph properly. The data may be vary from the textbook, old and new. Just we are having 1951 to 2050, right? So the data may be varies from each other. So please see it properly and then do it. If any doubt and clarification you require, please WhatsApp me a text message. I am ready to solve your all doubts and difficulty. Next, there are many places in India which do not have even these basic facilities. There are only 381 medical colleges in the country and 301 dental college. Just 4 states like Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu have the maximum number of the college. So you can see about the facts and figures which are speaking to the health facility of our India. Next topic, unemployment. As we have seen the story of Sakal and Vilas, now we are seeing the unemployment a major factors and major role player in the peoples to make a valuable resource. Sakal's mother Sheila looked after the domestic chores, children and helped her husband Bhuta in the field. Sakal's brother Jitu and sister Situ spent their time playing and roaming. Can you call Sheila and Jitu or Situ unemployed? If not, why? So here we are going to see what is unemployment. How unemployment is playing a major and important role or a barrier for the people or to become a valuable resource for the country. Unemployment is said to exist when people who are willing to work at the going wages cannot find the jobs. Sheila is not interested in working outside her domestic domain. G2 and C2 are too small to be counted in the workforce population. Already we had seen all this topic in geography in the chapter number Human Resources in 8th standard. Neither G2 or C2 or Sheila can be counted as unemployed. The workforce population includes the people from 15 years to 59 years. Okay? Already this data you have studied in the chapter number 6 at the last year. So what is unemployment? Unemployment is a situation in which the person is willing to work but not having the work. Moving further, Sakal's brother and sister do not fall within the age group, so that cannot be called unemployed. Sakal's mother, Sheila, works for the family. She is not willing to work outside her domestic domains for payment. She too cannot be called unemployed. Sakal's grandparents, although not mentioned in the story, cannot be called unemployed. Next, in case of India, we have unemployment in rural and urban area. However, the nature of the unemployment differs in the rural and urban areas. In case of rural areas, there is a seasonal and disguised unemployment. Urban areas have mostly educated unemployment. At the last, there is one question: why unemployment, right, is playing an important role or a barrier to form a human capital. So, I request you, this is the point we are discussing, the types of unemployment. In the types of unemployment, we are seeing in the rural area, seasonal and disguised. In urban area, mostly educated unemployment is there. We can have more also technical unemployment and all. So let's see. Seasonal unemployment happens when people are not able to find jobs during some months of the year. People depend upon agriculture usually face such kind of problem. There are certain busy seasons when sowing, harvesting, weeding, threshing is done. Certainly months do not provide much work to the people depend on agriculture. In case of disguised unemployment, people appear to be employed but they are not employed. It simply means when 4 members are required, 5 are there or 6 are there, so other 2 are unemployed. They are called as disguised unemployed. They have agriculture plot where they find the job. This usually happens among the family members engaged in agriculture activity. The worker requires the service of 5 people but engage 8 people. So the other 3 people are extra and these people are working the same plot as the other. The contribution made by the 3 extra people does not add to the contribution made by the 5 people. If the 3 people are removed, the productivity of the field will not going to be changed or decline. The field requires the service of the people, 5 people, and the 3 extra people are disguised unemployed. So what is seasonal unemployment and what is disguised unemployment? Already we have studied and this is the revision part and we are revising it. In case of urban area, educated unemployment has become a common phenomenon. Many youth with the educational status, high qualification, and they are roaming here and they are not able to find the suitable job. A study shows that the unemployment of graduated and postgraduate has increased faster than among the multitude. Right? Now we are going to see about why educational unemployment is going to be a very big problem in India. So first point is about that. The people, they are not finding the job according to their standard and the education level, and their salary is not satisfying to their needs, so they are not going to the job, although they are well qualified. Next, moving further, the paradox of manpower situation is the witness as a surplus of manpower in certain categories. coexisting the shortage of manpower in other. There is unemployment among the technical qualified. As I was talking to you, there is a technical unemployment is also. Person on one hand, while there is a dearth of technical skill required for economic growth. Next, unemployment leads to wastage of manpower resource. People who are an asset of an economy turn into a liability. There is a feeling of hopelessness and despairs among the youth. People do not have enough money to support their family. Inability of educated people who are willing to work to find gainful employment impels a great social waste because instead of becoming an asset to the economy, they are converting themselves into the liability. Unemployment tends to increase economic overload and the dependence of the unemployment on the working population increases. The quality of the life of the individual as well as the society is adversely affected by this. When a family has to live on a bare subsistence, there is a general decline in its health status and rising withdrawal from the school system. Hence, the unemployment has determined impact on the overall growth of the economy. Increase in the unemployment is an indicator of the depressed economy. It also wastes the resource which could have been gainful employment. If people cannot be used as a resource, they naturally appeared as a liability to the economy. In case of India, statistically, the unemployment rate is the lowest, low. A large number of the people represented with the low income and productivity are counted as employed. They appear to work throughout the year, but in terms of their potentiality and their level of the income is not that much adequate for them to have the good economic status and the standard of the life. The work that they are pursuing seems to force upon them. They may therefore want other work for their choice. Poor people cannot afford to the sideline. They tend to engage in any activity respectively of its earning potentially. Their earning keeps them on the bare and subsistence living. Moving further, moreover, the employment structure is characterized by the self-employment in the primary sector. The whole family contribute in the field even though not everyone is really needed. So there is disguised unemployment in the agriculture sector. Already we have seen what is disguised unemployment. But the entire family share what has been produced. This concept of sharing of work in the field and the produce reduce the hardship of the unemployment in the rural sector. But this does not reduce the poverty of the family. Gradually, surplus labor from every household trends to the migrate from village in a search of jobs. So let us discuss about the employment scenario in the three sectors mentioned earlier. Agriculture is the most labor observing sector. Then in recent year, there has been a decline in the dependence of the people on agriculture partially because of disguised unemployment. Already we had discussed earlier. So some of the surplus labor in agriculture has been moved out. Let us discuss about the unemployment scenario in the three sectors. So what are they? Some of the surplus has been moved either to the secondary and the tertiary. In the sector, we are seeing primary, secondary and tertiary and how they are interdependent on each other. Already in our previous videos we had seen, you can go through that videos. Now let us read the story and to know how the people could become an asset of the economy of the village. The story of the village, you have to read it and after reading that you have to do the question answers. Let us read the story of the village you have to do and after reading that we are going to the summary. You have seen how inputs like education help in making people an asset of an economy. The chapter also discussed about the economic activities undertaken in the different sector of the economy. We can also see the different essential points which are important and associated with the problem associating with the unemployment. Finally, the chapter ends with the story of the village which formerly had no job but later had plenty. Lastly, I want to thank to each and everyone for watching this revision video, and please be safe and secure at your home. Jai Hind to everyone, and please do the revision parts quickly.